What's up, guys? This is the Vinyl Casket. I am Nick, your host. This is the home to the lamest taste. As always, we have our weekly comic book reviews. Do me a huge favor and like, subscribe, follow, comment on my YouTube and YouTube and Twitch at Vinyl Casket and the Vinyl Casket, and follow my Instagrams at Vinyl Casket and Vinyl Casket Comics. I have a ton of videos right now on YouTube. Lots of trailer reactions, movie and TV show reviews, anime reviews, manga reviews, and all my weekly comic book reviews. The way this happens is we pick them up, we read them, then we review them. We start off with Indies, Marvel, DC. We got 2 indies this week. We're going to start off with IDW with issue 124 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So this is a mild disappointment, I would say. This is a series that I've been really enjoying since I picked up the annual. Annual art and everything was so good that I said, screw it, I'm going to get into it. I picked up a couple issues before, caught up, and I'm loving it. This was a silent issue. And I'm assuming because it's Christmas themed with the snow and everything, Silent Night. Unless it's not supposed to be, and this is an error. I could not figure it out online if it was an error or if it was correct. But there is no dialogue, there is no speech, there is no lettering throughout this entire issue. Nothing at all. Art was great. Story conveyed through art was pretty solid. But I'm just gonna give it a solid 6. I wasn't expecting that. I missed the memo on that. And yeah, that really was kind of a disappointment because I was really excited to see where this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle story was gonna go this week, and then there was no dialogue. I don't know. We move on to Image with Jeff Lemire's Primordial, issue 3 or 4? 4. Issue 4. This is a weird series about the animals that were sent up into space during the space race, and what happened to them, where they ended up, and where they're going. And this conspiracy of these humans that are kind of lurking in between the different governments, trying to expose where and find where these animals really went. Every issue is more dialogue, but every issue gets weirder and weirder, and I'm trying to figure out where the plot is kind of directed. But I love it. Art is trippy and weird and very unique. This is a book unlike anything I've ever read, and I've been reading comics since I was in the 4th grade, 3rd grade. I'm 27. So this is wild. I'm going to give this a solid 8. Then we move on to Marvel. We start off with issue 81 of The Amazing Spider-Man. This is where we finally got to see Miles Morales duke it out with Ben Reilly, the clone of Peter Parker. Very predictable dialogue, kind of predictable storyline. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. It was fun. It was enjoyable. It was cool. I wish the Dot Beyond issue had a little bit more from last week. Had some more unraveling here. Now that Peter Parker's woken up from his coma, I would have liked to see all 3 of them communicate, but that didn't really happen. Janine, Ben Reilly's wife or girlfriend, was really cool the way they highlighted in this issue. Yeah. The problem that Beyond is presenting to Ben Reilly is getting to the point where he needs to do something about it. We had a nice, cool, one-shot kind of villain. I really enjoyed that. It was pretty cool. It was very enjoyable of a fight. The scenarios, the dialogue, a little cheesy here and there, but overall a solid 7. What did I say? next we go on to issue 14 of Strange Academy. So this is a book that, if you remember correctly, I dropped after issue 3. I saw this. I read the special that came out with Death of Doctor Strange. I said, screw it, I'm going to hop in. This cover is really interesting. And we get to see the future of these characters and the son of Dormammu and what, him having a freak out. And I think his name's Doyle. And Calvin, and like he's dealing with losing his magic abilities. Really interesting premise, really great art. I love Scotty Young as an artist, but he's the writer here, and it's really good. I'm definitely gonna stick on this for the long haul now, and probably eventually get the 2 volumes of trade paperbacks that are out to catch up with this. This was a solid. I'd give it an 8. I'd give it an 8. And with that being said, we move on right to issue 2. Hey, Zolfer, what's up? Nice seeing you in the chat. Issue 2 of Donny Cates' Hulk, with a really cool Villain's Reign variant cover with Hulk as Kingpin. Thought that was really cool. Definitely needed to pick this up. So this gets on to Donny Cates' second issue of his really weird Hulk story that he's been telling. So basically, the Hulk is now split into 3 things. You have the physical body of the Hulk. You have Bruce Banner's psyche, which is piloting the body has become the spaceship, right? He's mounted this machinery and stuff on it, and his Bruce Banner psyche, which is now like mentally cracked, like he's gone crazy. But his Bruce Banner psyche is now piloting the Hulk body like it was a spaceship or a mecha, and he has trapped the psyche of Hulk inside this thing he's calling the engine room, and forcing him to battle all these situations so that he's... Oh, why the heck? Oh, that's weird. That didn't come up. Oh. I know why. Oh, I shall. Forcing him to battle these situations so that it causes him anger, so that it fuels the Hulk body. Very interesting. And then here, last issue, he confronted Iron Man and went through the giant portal machine he created using the stuff from King in Black, and ended up in this other reality. We see him fighting these other realities. But the cool part of this story, really, because I don't want to spoil exactly what happens, but what happens when Hulk's body starts to, what's the word? It starts to like shut down and start to revert to Bruce Banner's body. And you get to see crazy Bruce Banner trying to fight that and stop it. And then this huge back and forth, this really weird relationship that's happening between the 3 components of Hulk at this time. And I thought it was really interesting, especially from like a psychological point of view. It's different. It's weird. It's entertaining. And the art is awesome too. This is a solid issue. I'm going to give it an 8. Awesome issue. Definitely, if you find issue 1, pick it up. Go for it. That's the end of Marvel, and we're going to move on to DC. And we're going to start off with a book. This is issue, 8? Issue 8 of a series that I dropped an issue ago, 2 issues ago. I loved it from its inception. I had finished one of the storylines, and I said, I'm good. I'm satisfied. I don't need any more from this series. I'm done. And then this week when I went in, I saw this variant cover, and I had to have it. And then when I started reading it, because obviously I read it because I bought it, it was all about one of my favorite current characters in the DC universe that's not being used. He was in the beginning of Infinite Frontier. They did a huge revelation with him in Urban Legends, Batman Urban Legends, and then nothing ever again. and that would be Grifter. And this is Future State Gotham issue 8. Awesome cardstock cover with Grifter on here. I saw this and I was like, oh, this is so cool. Black and white manga style artwork. Him protecting Operator, dealing with the new Joker, the next Joker, dealing with these 3 crime bosses that are trying to take over, and having to fight Talon and all sorts of really cool stuff. It was brutal. It was really cool. The action scenes were awesome. I kind of want to get into the next issue, but I really told myself I was done with the series because I just don't need this on my pull list, because it doesn't really matter towards the grander scheme of the DC universe, because it's in this alternate future that we've now passed. It's no longer a possibility in the mainstream timeline, and I kind of got to get rid of it. I really like Grifter though, and I wish they would do some mainstay stuff with Grifter, because they announced at the beginning of Infinite Frontier that Wildcats exist in this Infinite Frontier post death metal universe. Where is the title, bro? I'm gonna give this a solid 7. It was a fun issue. With that, we have issue 6 of Wonder Girl with a cardstock cover. Beautiful cardstock cover, as all of them in this series have been. We're just continuing that storyline. We're getting to the point where the gate is gonna open. We're at Olympus's gate. The Brazilian Amazons are on the other side. They didn't really fully flesh out why Donna Troy's there. They kind of just fudged it, but the way they ended the last issue and the way they started it up here kind of felt a little tricky to me. I did enjoy it. Solid art, solid, fun story. They're dragging it out a little bit. I'm gonna give this a 6. It is still a good series though. Joker issue 10. This is another case where Joker decides to not even have anything to do with the ongoing storyline and do a flashback weird filler issue. Art was good. It really felt like Killing Joke. And I know there's been plenty of homages in this series to Killing Joke and all sorts of stuff. It was fun. It was interesting. The backup story was cool. With Punchline, which wasn't even really Punchline. It was mostly, what's her name? Bluebird. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm just going to give it a 6. It wasn't anything crazy. Art wasn't like how it usually is. But it was a fun read. It's definitely not necessary though for the series. And then we have issue 4 of Harley Quinn animated series, the Eat, Bang, Kill Tour. This is the most fun book that's being produced by, well, maybe not anymore. This was the most fun book being produced by DC Comics at the current time. The art style is directly out of the TV show from HBO. Phenomenal artwork, phenomenal colors. I really like the storyline. Each issue feels self-contained, but also has a giant overarching plot that is super interconnected, but it doesn't feel like that. I loved it. Basically, Harley keeps messing up, she's trying to do the right thing, but she messes up, and then she apologizes. The typical back and forth. It's not really boring with her because the way she's written in this is so fun. You get to see Cyborg in this weird animated form. It was cool. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I'm gonna give this a 7.5. Really cool book. We are on to Batman Urban Legends issue 10. So I'm done. I'm done with this series. This is it. This is my farewell book. This is my farewell issue. I looked. All the storylines that I care about ended in this issue. So there's 4 ongoing storylines. The 3 that I cared about ended. One was like a one shot. And then I looked into the next issue that comes out. I don't care about any of those. So you have a Tim Drake story. You have a holiday-themed Nightwing and Batgirl story doing Ghosts of Christmas Past. And then you had a Azrael story, which was both flashback and current time, back and forth kind of thing, and that leads into whatever's happening to him with the Arkham City stuff. And they basically tease that Tim Drake is getting a new title in 2022. Very excited to see where that goes. Artwork throughout all three of those stories is also like a Tweedledum storyline or whatever. Didn't read it, don't care. The three storylines I did read in here, solid artwork. They were fun. Really did cool stuff. I highly suggest all three of them, really. But the Nightwing holiday issue was awesome, and I really, really enjoyed the Azrael stuff. I'm gonna give this an 8. It was a solid read. I always like it because I always like them because you get so much out of that issue. And then finally, we have 2 more issues. We have issue 9 of Teen Titans Academy. Holy cannoli, dude. This is phenomenal. This cardstock cover. They teased it at the end. They did it. Boom. Arsenal, Roy Harper is back. Wally is in this issue predominantly, just like the last issue. Nightwing is involved too. The gang is back. Garth, the original Aqualad, is back in this. Everyone's hanging out. Everyone's good. There is a villain, a prominent Teen Titans villain that is trying to create an evil team with Red X, basically saying that Red X is one of the current students and like pushing so close. And then he has a mental breakdown. He kills the villain, and Nevermore pushes him into a portal. Don't know what's going to happen next. I'm so happy to see Roy Harper back. They basically mention things that are canon now from that Infinite Frontier miniseries, which I'm not reading the concluding following title, Justice League Incarnate, but I did really, really like this, and I like that series, so this is really cool. I wish they would mention that he was a Black Lantern. That would have been really cool, but this is a solid 8 out of 10 for me. And then the pick of the week, the best issue to come out, the most fun title being created by DC Comics. We all had there was previews, there was Urban Legends backup stories, there was backup stories in Batman main title, there was stuff in Nightwing. Dude, Batgirls, issue 1. This is a cardstock cover, phenomenal story. Batgirls, Barbara Gordon, Oracle / Batgirl, spoiler, and oh my god, what's her name? Orphan and spoiler, Cass and Steph. Dude, they get their own little apartment, loft area kind of thing. They're setting things up. They're taking on villains. You see the family dynamic. The art style, the humor, the jokes, the punchline. Everything in this book surpassed every expectation that I've ever had. And I've been super excited. Me and Omnipotence Comics on Instagram have been dying for this book to come out. And every backup story and tie-in and teaser and everything has gotten us so hyped that this even blew past all of that. Objectively, this is a solid issue. This is a 10 out of 10. This is an amazing issue. I don't know how the series will be as a whole, but this is a solid issue that anyone would love to read. You'll enjoy it if you're a fan of the Bat characters, especially these 3 amazing, hilarious women. 10 out of 10. That's all I got for you. That was my haul for this week. Next week should be a very small week. We keep it that way. Happy holidays. Remember, I'm Nick. This is the Vinyl Casket, home to the lamest taste. Do me a major favor and subscribe and follow here on Twitch. Subscribe, like, and comment on YouTube at The Vinyl Casket. Follow my Instagrams at Vinyl Casket and Vinyl Casket Comics. And the biggest favor of the day, if you could please, 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 please stay lame.